Hello everyone. This time I bring you a new product. It's AK's new true line of paints, metallizer paints called True Metal. And I just ordered a few. I don't have the full range, just a few. I want to try them out first. And I thought it would be interesting for everyone to see what kind of effect this produces and how good it is to our purposes. They say it's a wax-based paint that can be applied with your finger, with a paintbrush, or any type of tool like a cotton swab or cotton bud, or I don't know, any type, maybe even a cloth you can even do. And then after drying, all you have to do is polish it for it to be as shiny as you wish to have it. So I plan on trying a few things with this. First of all, there's not, I haven't read any information about which thinners work with this line of products, because eventually if you use a paintbrush you'll want to clean your paintbrush. So I'm guessing, I'm going to try it out, and if it works at first then I'll stick to it, but I'm guessing it would, White Spirit will work with this. But just in case, I want to try out maybe lacquer thinner and alcohol, because it being wax, it doesn't really make sense that water will clean your tools very well. But if it is the case, then I will get there. I will be experimenting on this 38T chassis, which is a kit that I've never finished, and nowadays I use it to experiment with products. For now, all I can say is they come neatly individually packaged. They have a sort of really simple instructions in the back, and I don't know how good this is on camera, but it says colored wax specifically designed for modeling. It can be applied with a brush or a cotton swab and polished it to get an ultra realistic finish. With True Metal, I'm sorry guys, with True Metal you can reproduce all kinds of metal finishes as steel, copper, gold, aluminum, etc. But what I have here is steel, gunmetal, and brass. Being more of an armor guy, I think these were the colors that made sense for me at first. Let's try this out, and we will see. So I'm using an inexpensive brush. I have steel, gunmetal, and brass. And a first thing that I noticed is that they sort of smell like shoe polish or something. They have that kind of active smell. They're not too bad, trust me. This is not like strong enamel or anything. And especially because we mostly will use them in very low quantities. But I'm going to try White Spirit first to clean the brush, keeping my fingers crossed for that. I will comment also on their price. It was €5.60 and per tube, and I also will comment on the drying time once it's painted and how long it took. And then you will see me polishing it and try to get the results that I think we all expect, right? So first thing I can tell you is the consistency is very nice. It's not too liquid nor too solid. It's just perfect. In terms of area coverage, you can see right now it's covering really, really well. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm gonna do a panel here with the steel, a full panel. And you can see what I was saying. It's really easy to cover a panel with it, and it's very precise. It doesn't bleed much. Interesting. So this is the first test with White Spirit, and yes, it is just right for it. It's enamel. I'm not saying it's enamel based, but it's like an enamel based product. In order to clean it, all you seem to have to do is use white spirit. It does leave some residue on the brush, but once you go at it again, it starts to take it off. So it just might take a little longer to clean. But again, we're not going to use the metallizer paints all the time, and you very well can, simply reserve a few brushes or even buy some synthetic inexpensive brushes for this. Right now there are many brands, very inexpensive brands of synthetic brushes. So now I'm going for gunmetal. The same type of consistency. Bit of a darker shade, of course. I'm going to use this fender here. It is sort of waxy in consistency, but it's perfect. I mean, it covers immediately, and it really sits nicely on the surface. So it seems to be very nice. So up to this moment, my feedback would be extremely positive. It looks good. It actually looks good. Of course, one of the good things is you can, of course, like many other paints, do your own mixes and produce interesting results. In the case of, let's say, for example, you want to do slight variations on different panels. It's very interesting. It should work very nicely. This brass color looks very good. I don't know how well this is picking up the color, but it looks really nice. So I'm going to do this exhaust. Of course, I'm not going to be really careful about it, but I'm going to do this exhaust in brass. I want to see how it behaves in this type of round, more irregular surface, so to speak. And very curious. It's very good. The color is awesome. It really looks like brass. Still not dried or polished. And it really is a nice color. So here it is. Okay guys, now I will be I'm gonna see how long it takes for them to dry, and I'll get back to you. So now that it's dried, I've already polished two parts of the paint that I applied, and you can clearly see here the shininess. I'm sorry, of the difference between these two parts, as well as on this fender. You can see it here. This is the gunmetal. You can see it here. Difference from both parts of the applied paint. So this is polished. This is unpolished. And the same goes in here. So now I will polish a bit of the brass, so you can see it in action. I must comment first that it took me about, I don't know, 20 minutes to fully dry and cure. And I did a hardness test on this bit here. So I polished it, and then I started to really concentrate in one single place. And it is a very resilient paint. However, I was able to, go past it, and there is a point where you have to stop. Unless you applied like loads of it, and then you have a really thick layer. But if you have a really thin layer, it looks good. You don't really need too much time to polish it. It looks good fairly quick. And another thing is that I'm suspecting that if you use a glossy primer or glossy varnish before you apply this paint, you can actually get a shinier result than the one I got, because this is a satin surface. satin, or well, more towards the matte, but it's sort of matte to satin look. So there's that possibility, which I've not explored, but I'm guessing it really works well in that way. So now I'm going to polish a bit of the brass so that you can see how well it really works, because this really works well and pretty fast. So here we go. I take a piece of cloth and I start to just gently rub it. You can apply some force, don't be afraid of it, but you don't really need it. All you have to do is keep on using that motion. Yeah, here you can see a little bit better the difference between the surfaces and how it looks once polished. Actually works pretty fast, pretty well. You don't really need to do that a lot in order to polish it. The same goes with the other ones. You can easily get there. I think that I would dare to say that even for aircraft, this could work fairly well. Of course, you would have to really, I don't know, maybe apply that undercoat of gloss so that you could get a more of a smooth result. But, you know, all in all, I think it's a very nice product. I do recommend it. It's a very nice, well, I can tell you this, in my country I can't really get either Testors metallizer or Gunze Sangyo metallizer paints, or even the Humbrol metal coat. It's very hard to come by. So this paint really comes handy for me, and I really think it works well. You don't really need to really spend a lot of time doing this, so it becomes really nice. So that's it, guys. I really recommend this new range of AK. It seems really interesting. Good idea. It dries up pretty fast. It took me about 25 minutes, like I said, 20 to 25 minutes, and it was ready. It was ready to work with. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and see you in the next video. Keep modeling. Bye bye.